You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest and first-timer on Ron Siegel Radio. Justin Benton is with us, 101 CBD. We're learning today. Welcome.
Hey, well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Love the show and just honored to be here and chat all things Ron. Let's have some fun.
Absolutely. Look forward to chatting with you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. I think every one of the items on the list today is a good celebration item, Josh. I think we got a whole list of good ones. HVAC Tech Day. Now, it's going to be hotter than heck out here in Southern California today. Josh is probably even hotter out there in Las Vegas. So if there's a problem with your air conditioning unit, your HVAC unit, yeah, you're going to want to celebrate that HVAC Tech Day. And we will not be practicing this here. Maybe later I'll consider this one. Today's National Kissing Day, so no doing that here today, but we might have to get into that one a little bit later. Now, this is another one. This is great. If you've been watching any of our socials, check out Ron Siegel Radio on Facebook. There's a new barbecue place locally here in the city of Orange. And I'm a food expert, right? I eat a lot, and I eat all over the world. Well, China, I didn't really like a whole lot of the food there, but that's a different story. Onion Ring Day. Hickory and Spice here in the city of Orange. They're only opened Thursday through Sunday. It's a barbecue joint. They have got the best onion rings I've ever had anywhere in the world. 11:30 to 7 is their hours, but they make Josh, next time you come out here, you're going to have to check out Hickory and Spice. Best barbecue. They've won a lot of competitions. They use a tremendous quality beef, Brant beef, for their brisket. Their ribs are amazing. Do you notice? Am I salivating here? I'm just curious. Moving right along, but it's also another one of my favorites, National Chocolate Eclair Day. Now, I hope you guys put custard in that one. I can't see what it's filled with, but I hope you did custard. I like chocolate eclairs, fill them with custard. My mother was a big fan of chocolate eclairs too. I guess we better start looking at what's going on in the world today. Let's take a look at it. What are the markets doing? We look at that every morning for you. The Dow Jones Industrial Average now down 40 points. It's been a roller coaster today. It started out the day down about 300. Then it was up a little bit. Now it's down a little bit. S&P 500 down 243. The NASDAQ up 387. The only thing that I see that's really good on here, oil prices down $3.77 per barrel, 105.73. We talked about that yesterday. I won't get into it today. Might help our inflation situation a little bit. We'll see about that one. We're also watching, though, gas prices. They dropped again. So continuing a little bit of a downward trend here. That's good. $4.97 not in California. That's the national average. We're here at $6.38 a gallon. $6.38 a gallon of gasoline. That is a bit of a pain, but elections have consequences. Ow! So, Josh, you're at 563, so you're still doing better than we are. Jody's at 537, and Lori 451. What'd you pay for gas, Justin?
I want to say the last one is I took the Dodge Challenger down here, so I have to get the 91. So it's about 680, somewhere in that neck of the woods.
Dodge Challenger.
I'm staying under 7.
So Dodge Challenger, you probably need about 2 tanks on the way down
exactly,
here, right?
Pretty much. I tried to coast as much as I could.
There you go. That makes sense. So we're watching that. But hey, something? Help is on the way. Oh, no, it's not. I told you about this. The president came up with the idea of a gas tax holiday. Yeah, gas doesn't feel like much of a holiday to me right now, but 18 cents a gallon gasoline tax is the federal amount, 24 cents a gallon on diesel. Could cost the government $10 billion, but hey, it's our money. What do they care? $10 billion cost there. But they say it's going to, that goes to bridges and roads. Didn't they just do an infrastructure bill for like $1 trillion for the same thing? So what are they really spending the money on? I'm kind of curious about that one, but thank goodness it does require congressional action. I told you before that it's just a ruse. It's not going to help anything because it might even make matters worse. Here's the issue. You're going to give away money. You're going to bring gas prices down, which means people are going to go out more, which means there's going to be more demand for something that we already have short on supply. Can somebody help the president understand this stuff? Or whoever it is that's making the decisions and giving him his talking points. Now, we did find something a price that did go down. Finally, I mean, inflation, what's it, 8.6% right now? But we did find something. We just have to search far and wide for any prices to drop. And we did find something where prices did drop. Are you ready for this one? Kamala Harris out doing a fundraiser. They charge $15,000 to get your picture taken with Kamala Harris. I might do it if she paid me $15,000, but that's a different story. But here's the issue. Nobody wanted it at $15,000, so they had to drop the price to $5,000 to get anybody to take a picture with Kamala Harris. Only place that we've seen anywhere where prices are dropping. But it is Washington. You never know. Prices go down every once in a while. What else is going on in the world? Are you ready for this one? Now, we've already seen 401ks drop by about 30% in the last 6 months or year. Just throw that out there. So I was listening to a 401k attorney talking. Well, if you manage a 401k, you have to act as a fiduciary. You have to look at what's in the client's best interest first. Okay, I get it. That makes sense. But now then there's new regulation out of Washington. There's always regulation out of Washington. But the newest regulation out of Washington, the 401ks have to, as their fiduciary duty, make sure that the companies they invest in have a green energy plan. Really? So are you saying that my 401k can't invest in Exxon or Shell Oil or Saudi Aramco? I'm just throwing those out there because, they're not the most green companies. But I did notice on a green note, just throw this in there for you also. On a green note, we did get notice that it's supposed to be hot here in Southern California, as the late Robin Williams would have put it, hot, damn hot. That's a Good Morning Vietnam quote. Okay, I know some of the young people may not know Good Morning Vietnam. Okay, I get it. I date myself. But they said, something, please don't use your air conditioners because it's taxing the power grid. Is that the same power grid that's supposed to charge our cars? I just asked that question because I'm just a simple guy and don't know all these answers. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, we're going to chat with Justin Benton. We're going to learn about CBD. Is it legal? Does it work? How do we use it? Where do you get it? We'll talk about that. Things to avoid after applying for a home loan. And addressing the decree, the deed, and the debt during divorce. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. 1990, the Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. S&P 500 now down 2.73. The 10-year Treasury is down 14 basis points. That's the yield, down at 3.16, hoping that it stays below 3.25 today. Mortgage-backed securities, those are up 48 basis points. That means interest rates are down ever so slightly. And OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual lock rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. Interest rates yesterday dropped by about 4 basis points. 5.95 is the 30-year conforming. 5.534 is the jumbo. FHA 5.689. The best loan on the market for those that actually earned it. That's the VA loan. I think that it's a great loan, 5.52. And those rural areas, the USDA loan at 5.618. Why is all of that happening? Well, the Mortgage Bankers Association released their mortgage application data for the week ending June 17th, showing that overall application volume increased by 4.2%. Applications to purchase a home were up 7.9% for the week and down 10% year over year. Refinances decreased by 3.1% from the previous week and were 7.7% lower from 1 year ago. Obviously, remember, we're still getting back to a little bit of normalcy from the following the Memorial Day holiday. So you get that week after that that's going to kind of affect things a little bit. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell is speaking this morning. He made some comments as usual. Well, now the inflation is not transitory, which it was last year, according to Mr. Powell. We told you it wasn't. The recession that we told you is on the horizon. Mr. Powell says we're not in a recession and we don't need one to get back to normal or to get our inflation down. He's wrong there too, but we're just watching it. I'm just sharing with you what he's saying and what reality is. So that's the part of it right there. Now be aware that when the Mortgage Bankers Association comes out with their interest rates, and they do that again on a regular basis at this time each week, well, you're having to pay about a point to get the rates that they're talking about. So just remember that on almost every rate, even when I tell you about the OBMMI number, that's an average of what the rates were locked at, but it doesn't tell you how many points it had to do to get there. And we've talked to you about this before, the payment assistance program that we've put together for you through Ron Siegel Radio and our partners. Yeah, there's some ways of doing that it doesn't have to come out of your pocket. So let's think about that. We're available. Our team is always around to chat with you, educate you. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva, they've got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. So this morning we're going to learn a bit, because I don't know about you. I do know most of you are not as old as me. I'm old. You know, when you get to be my age, you start to have aches and pains and joints hurt, you know, this and that. When you're overweight, it exacerbates the problem. We know it, but we still do it. I like the eclairs. I like all the good stuff. Would we have milkshakes and smoothies yesterday? Those don't go together if you want to lose weight. So what are you going to do? Well, I've heard about all these different CBD products. My son I'm not going to go there, but try this CBD, see what this works. And, I tried some of them and I said, they don't work. And I tried another one, it didn't work. And I tried another one and it didn't work. And I went to a friend of mine, he's a chiropractor, and he had the magic word. He said, Ron, try this one. Here's a sample. It's free. I don't know. Okay, well, it's free. I'll try another one. I did, and it worked. I was shocked. I expect once you try 3 or 4 of the same thing, it's like, try it again and see if you get a different result. Well, I did, but because I trusted my chiropractor, my friend. I've known him for a long time. And I tried it. I had plantar fasciitis. If you've ever had plantar fasciitis, it is extremely painful. Well, I go to the chiropractor and he does some work on me and it helps. And he does some more work on me and it helps. Third visit, he says, try this. So why did you tell me that the first time? Because that's what worked. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have needed all the adjustments if I tried that. But Justin Benton is here and he's the guru of the stuff that works.
Absolutely.
So 101 CBD.
You got it.
Is that the name of the company?
That's what I took coming down the road from Ventura. Lots of 101 time, that's for sure.
Yeah, probably wasn't the type of 101 that you wanted.
Exactly. There was a little, accident on the 5, but, little shout out to Waze out there. Or reroute you live when you're traveling. But yeah, real happy to be here and talk about 101 CBD. So the one that I tried, Justin, was a bottle of roll-on. Mm-hmm. Why did it work and the other ones don't? Well, that's a great question. So the reason that our products work is because that it's more than just CBD. A lot of people think of CBD and it's just like this one thing. Well, guess what? CBD comes from this plant called hemp. And this hemp plant, which a lot of us think of paper, rope, clothes, sailboats, things like that. There is an ingredient inside of hemp called cannabidiol, which the short version of that is CBD. The reason why our products work so well is that we leave everything in the hemp plant exactly as it was grown, and we basically juice it like you would orange juice or olive oil. So there's over 512 parts of this plant. CBD is just one great part, but the other 511 fill it out like a huge New York symphony. So we just cold press that raw hemp and put it in a roller, roll that right on. Just like when you think of aloe vera and sunburn, we are getting the world to think about raw, cold pressed hemp and pain and inflammation. See, and the only thing that I could say about it, it worked. Love it. Stinks. I don't love it the way it stinks, but something, if you're out of pain, I can deal with the stink for a little bit. Well, and it's funny that, if it doesn't smell bad or taste bad, there was actually a study that I was recently came across that the people didn't like the product, wouldn't trust the product, wouldn't buy the product because it didn't smell bad enough. They didn't think something that smelled that good or tasted that good could actually be beneficial. So there's a reason why they say, take your medicine, and it can have that whole, and some people love the flavor, love the smell, and it can become an acquired taste after your body links and associates pain relief with that smell. Something, that's exactly it too, because, when you start feeling better, and, I'm not I don't like illegal drugs. That's a quick, that's just a given. I don't do illegal things. I try not to, but I'm not a fan of legal drugs, prescription drugs, if I can get away from them. Now you need them sometimes. I talk to people and, I've got this issue, whatever it might be. And then the doctor gives me a drug, and that drug causes this issue. So I need a drug to fix the side effect.
And then that side effect drug, and it's a big chain of drugs to fix drugs to fix drugs. I try and stay away from them. So the idea here is if I could roll this on, and again, if you've never had plantar fasciitis, it is excruciatingly painful. I got it walking around. I don't know how I got it, but it started or it appeared while I'm walking around Balboa Island. I'm halfway around, so I don't have a whole lot of options but to walk back. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, so nobody's awake. And I'm walking there and my foot is killing me. But I put this on my foot the first time and all of a sudden I'm fine. Is that the way is that what you'd expect all the time?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't expect that all the time with every issue. And plantar fasciitis is a very, painful, nerve issue. And I remember Ron Artest had it a lot. Actually missed a bunch of games when he played for the Lakers. But yeah, I mean, again, one of the other things that raw hemp juice, if you will, does is it's neuroregenerative and neuroprotectant. And so those are nerves in your feet that have inflammation and have damage. And so when you take something that actually will reduce the inflammation, which reduces pain, and help those nerves regenerate, that's where the pain can go away. Will it always happen that quick? Probably not. I mean, that's a pretty extreme case, but wow, how great is it? Usually it might take, a few days of applying it 2 or 3 times a day to really knock it out. But we hear all the time people take it first time right away and then they have, a lot of great results.
Well, I did have to do this as you're suggesting. I mean, I put it on there. I got immediate relief. And then half a day later, I'm putting it on again. I didn't realize that Ron Artest had the issue. I'm local here. Those of you that are Angel fans, I mean, we lost Albert Pujols for a year or 2 because of plantar fasciitis. I mean, I don't know if it's one of the banned substances in the NBA. I don't know.
It's legal.
It's legal for the NBA also.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so let's. Well, I guess Josh is telling me I can't go here yet. When we come back, I want to talk about legal because, we hear, is it legal? Is it legal in California? Is it legal federal? What does legal mean? We're going to talk about the legal side of CBD when we come back with Justin Benton, 101 CBD. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. How does CBD tie into real estate, financial markets? Well, because it's what's important to you, what I think is important to you. I've started this radio show 12 years ago saying I knew that people wanted to hear about the things that were going on in a world of somebody like me. At that time, I had 4 parents and I had 3 kids. Now I got 1 parent left and 3 kids and a daughter-in-law, 1 on the way, and a grandkid. So what's important? What are the things that people my age in my world, what's important? Well, getting out of pain, that's important. So that's why we're talking and learning about CBD. We'll also talk about things to avoid after applying for a home loan. And once again, as Josh probably already knew, we may not get to our better outcome segment. You can reach me anytime, our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com. rsrhomescout.com. About 97% of the properties on the market are on the app. You can find them all over the country. Go to the app, rsrhomescout.com, and it's compliments of Ron Siegel Radio. Things to avoid after applying for a home loan. Once you've applied for a mortgage to buy a home, there are some key things to keep in mind. While it's exciting to start thinking about moving in and decorating, be careful when it comes to making any big purchases. Here are a few things you may not realize you need to avoid after applying for your home loan. Don't deposit large sums of cash. Lenders need to source your money, and cash isn't easily traceable. Before you deposit any amount of cash into your accounts, discuss the proper way to document your transactions with your loan officer. Don't make any large purchases. It's not just home-related purchases that could disqualify you from your loan. Any large purchases can be red flags for lenders. People with new debt have higher debt-to-income ratios, how much debt you have compared to your monthly income. Since higher ratios make for riskier loans, borrowers may no longer qualify for their mortgages. Resist the temptation to make any large purchases, even for furniture or appliances. Do not co-sign loans for anyone. When you co-sign for a loan, you're making yourself accountable for that loan's success and repayment. With that obligation comes higher debt-to-income ratios as well. Even if you promise you won't be the one making the payments, your lender will have to account the debt against you. Don't switch bank accounts. Lenders need to source and track your assets. That task is much easier when there's consistency among your accounts. Before you transfer any money, speak with your loan officer. Don't apply for new credit. It doesn't matter whether it's a new credit card or a new car. When you have your credit report run by organizations in multiple financial channels, mortgage, credit card, auto, etc., it will have an impact on your FICO score. Lower credit scores can determine your mortgage interest rate and possibly even your eligibility for approval. Don't close any accounts. Many buyers believe having less available credit makes them less risky and more likely to be approved. This isn't true. A major component of your credit score is your length and depth of credit history as opposed to just your payment history and your total usage of credit as a percentage of available credit. Closing accounts has a negative impact on both of those aspects of your score. In short, consult an expert. To sum it up, be upfront about any changes when talking with your lender. Blips in income, assets, or credit should be reviewed and executed in a way that ensures your home loan can still be approved. If your job or employment status has changed recently, share that with your lender as well. Ultimately, it's best to fully disclose and discuss your intentions with your loan officer before you do anything financial in nature. You're going to find out anyway, so tell them up front so you can figure out the right way to do it. Bottom line, you want your home purchase to go as smoothly as possible. Remember, before making any large purchases, move your money around, or make any major life changes, be sure to consult your lender, someone who's qualified to explain your financial decisions may impact, or how your financial decisions may impact your home loan. And if you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or borrow on real estate, can we count on you to introduce us? That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Continue our conversation this morning. Justin Benton is with us, 101 CBD. We were talking before the break about just my personal experience with the 101 CBD product. Is there a name for that specific product that I use, the roll-on?
It's just called, the roll-on.
The roll-on.
Relief roll-on.
Well,
yeah.
you guys are fancy in your
Exactly.
names. You guys really go all out on the creativity
Exactly.
here. You're about as creative as I am.
There you have it. We had a big focus group on that one.
Focus group. That's how it works, right?
Call the roll-on a roll-on.
There you go. Okay, so and I don't know if you remember is Band deodorant still out there? Right. If you think of the old Band deodorant, it almost looks like it's a round bottle with a roll-on lid. I mean, shake it up and put it on, and how does it work? I don't know. It works. You put it on, it works. That's the bottom line. But what I want to find out, Justin, is so you hear about, I don't know what the right term is, marijuana or cannabis or CBD or whatever it is. It's legal in California, but it's illegal federally. How does all this fit in?
So
I know you're not giving legal advice.
No. But I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last week.
Okay.
But they, so basically, in 2014, Congress passed what's called a farm bill, and every 4 years they pass a farm bill. And in the 2014 farm bill, they said it's legal for farmers to grow test pilot acres of hemp to see if there's a market for hemp. And so in 2014, it became clearly legal, even though George Washington and Thomas Jefferson all grew hemp. In fact, Thomas Jefferson said it's a matter of national security to grow hemp because there's so many uses for that particular plant. Anywho, in 2014, they made it clearly legal. So we started growing hemp. I was out here in California in 2014. In 2018, they passed another farm bill like they do every 4 years or so, making it explicitly clear that growing hemp, and what hemp is it's a form of cannabis that doesn't have the THC in it. The THC is what makes it, in our country, we call it marijuana, that will get psychoactive or that high feeling. Anything less than 0.3% THC is considered hemp. And so when they passed that again in 2018 and made it federally legal, 100% TSA has come out and said you can fly with it. You can mail it in the post office, which we do all over the country and all over the world. So it is as legal as soybeans and corn. It's just another agricultural product like the USDA that signs off on. But there is lots of confusion because it does look like and sometimes smell like the federally illegal plant, which is marijuana, and that is legal in about 35 states now, and they're continuing to make it more and more legal, and it probably will become legal in the next few years or so. But CBD is also in broccoli. It's in kale. Our body makes it naturally in the form of 2-AG. And again, it's just, I love that the proof is in the pudding, that when you can try a roll-on just like you do with aloe vera and sunburn and it works, you're like, hey, this is great. No side effects.
So do you use this for sunburn too?
You certainly can. We have another product called Raw Renew, which is, we brought a bunch. We had a big conference out in Phoenix last weekend, and we brought a bunch for, it was actually a kid entrepreneurial conference called Unlock the Secrets. And we brought a bunch of extra because we figured that 110-degree temperatures in Phoenix, there might be some sunburns out there.
Josh, you might need that one out there in Vegas. It's probably just as hot in Vegas as it is in Phoenix. So tell me this story. How did you get into this?
Well, I appreciate that. So I come from business to business, sales and marketing, direct marketing. I've been doing it now almost 30 years. And life was good. We had the second kid. We had the picket fence. I think it was brown, not white, the dog, the house. We were jet setters, traveling around the world, had very successful industry and company. And then our second child came along, and he was healthy and happy. And then somewhere around 2 or 3, we just noticed that he started to pull back. He stopped talking. He stopped making eye contact. The dads usually go in denial, and they're like, hey, it just must be a phase. Maybe he's tired, he's growing or something like that. Well, my wife took him in to see if there was anything wrong. And then a few days later, we get a phone call and that he had developed severe autism, a regressive form. And so as a parent, it's the worst news ever, right? You get the call that your child has a severe diagnosis. And at the time, this is about 5 or 6 years ago, there wasn't really a lot of hope. I didn't understand what autism was. And so your whole world stops. And so we went and started working with experts in the autism community and tried to understand what can we do? What are the things? Fortunately, my mom was a school psychologist for 40 years who had worked with kids with special needs. So I called my mom, flew her out from Nebraska and said, Mom, I want your diagnosis. And when she said she agreed, then that was the real gut punch. I think I almost went down to my knees when I heard that. And so we had to go to work.
Any dad would.
Yeah. So we had to go to work. And the first thing we did was clean up his diet. So we had to get rid of, first thing you do is you get a food allergy test. Make sure you know what your blood type, your body likes and doesn't like. And just because, whether we've all seen the allergies, peanuts, eggs, things like that, you need to understand what your body is receptive to and what it's not. Many times when you just change your diet according to what your body actually wants, you can have tremendous results. And we did. We got him down from severe autism diagnosis with no communication, no eye contact, down to he was starting to re-engage in the world by changing his diet, getting rid of the gluten, the dairy, the red meats, anything that was processed, things that just weren't going to be like putting high efficiency fuel into his system. But we didn't get him all the way back. And so I kept pushing on to figure out what could be done to help him with this. And so then we came across some research from Dr. Raphael Mechoulam that was helping treat kids with seizures and with epilepsy with cannabidiol or CBD. And in fact, the study that he released in the 1970s showed that of the kids, all the kids that were used that were given cannabidiol or CBD, all of them had less or no seizures using it. And he released that in the 1970s. There's another girl that a lot of people are familiar with, Charlotte Figi. Her mom, Paige Figi, went out to Colorado to give her daughter, who had severe, like 300 seizures a day, the same CBD oil. And it's because of her story and similar stories that they passed that farm bill in 2014, because it was undeniable that CBD was helping with seizures. When I saw that it was helping with seizures, which was neurological, and autism, which is neurological in the brain, I figured, let's give it a shot. We tried some products in the market, didn't get the success I wanted. I came across some more research from Dr. William Courtney showing that they were actually using raw hemp, raw cannabis, juicing it and giving it to cancer patients with tremendous results. So I took the CBD from the seizures, the raw hemp, raw cannabis from the cancer study, combined them, grew them together myself in my backyard, gave them to my son when he was having a tantrum at a pumpkin patch under the bench, kicking and screaming. He literally snapped out of it in 2 minutes, went off and picked the pumpkin with his sister. The grandparents are there, the aunt, the uncle, everybody was there. And they're like, what was that? What did you give him? I was like, well, it's that raw CBDA we gave him. And so fast forward now, he's no longer on the spectrum. He's no longer autistic. We help thousands of families around the world for free, with free consultations and access to free products to help share the amazing miracle that happened in our lives. So many people heard about our story that they started coming to us all the time, like, well, will it help with this? Will it help with rheumatoid arthritis, neuropathy, all those types of things? And man, the stories are just unbelievable. So that's how we got started. And now we're on a mission to heal the world by helping people with whatever it is that you have, whether it's pain, stress, or sleep. And we've seen amazing stories.
So which is the product that you gave to your son?
So the product that he gets is it's on there. If you go to the product page, if you just click on straight CBDA, it's the one that he gets, the 3,200 milligrams still. So if you go down to products and that one there.
Oh, products.
Yeah,
okay.
and then you just go to the CBD oil. There you go.
So yeah, what I'm doing is I'm on 101cbd.org /shop is where I'm at. 101cbd.org/shop, and it's CBDA oil,
which means it's raw. So that's the
okay.
A means it's raw. So
and I'm looking here. There's a wait. We got an issue here, Justin.
All right.
Bacon.
Now that's for the dogs. The 4th of July is coming. It helps calm dogs down. Dogs are our number one clients.
Do I look like a dog? I like bacon.
Bacon is good. It's good. We have better flavors than bacon for humans. But yeah, so that's the one that my son uses.
I don't know. I'm looking here at just looking at the bacon.
Yeah, well, the bacon's great. It's for dogs usually, but we've even had it's vegan flavored bacon. So we've even had vegans take it because they do like the taste of bacon and they can't eat bacon. Interesting.
Okay, so now I have 4 different bottles here in front of me. Tell me what I'm looking at. I've got a Alleviate X.
Yep, that one's for pain. So
okay,
that one's a great one for pain.
I've got Trim X.
That one's a great for sugar cravings and helping with metabolism and balancing blood sugar. The average American put on 29 pounds since March of 2020. So we all need a little bit of help getting back into shape.
Some of us need a lot of help. How much do I have to take of this?
So you don't have to take any, but yeah, it's just twice a day is what we recommend, under the tongue for 5 minutes, half of a dropper full. Hold it
half
there.
A dropper full.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what we recommend starting with.
Chill X.
That's my favorite, and we're going to have a special offer. I'm going to give everyone a chance to get this for free. So Chill X is my favorite. It's for relaxation, and it's also for deeper sleep at night. And you know how it connects with the mortgage world and the financial world and all the craziness that we're dealing with is, couldn't we all just use something that helps us relax a little bit, chill ourselves out without any side effects?
My bottle actually says Tito.
Tito.
Oh, I guess we're not supposed to be dealing Tito's. Boost X. What is this for?
So Boost X is for energy, focus, and mental clarity. And we actually infuse a little American ginseng in there as well. There's another thing in there called CBG, which I don't want to confuse people, but basically when the plant comes out of the ground, it's mostly CBG, and it helps with that focus, mental clarity, and energy. So that'll be that's like CBD 2.0.
Okay, we're going to get back. We're going to learn more about this because I've just barely gotten started on what I want to know from Justin. But I do have, I might even want some of this for my grandson. I will talk to him about that too. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. But the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Better Outcomes segment today being brought to you by mycdlp.com, mycdlp.com. If you are in the process of getting divorced, contemplating getting divorced, well, you want to, and you own property, mydymworkbook.com, mydymworkbook.com. You can put all your real property in there. If you send that back to our team, RJ at ronsiegelradio.com, RJ at ronsiegelradio.com, we'll put together a real property book for you, send it back to you. Divorce attorneys, mediators, all of them can use this. It doesn't say who gets what. It just tells you what the rules are, what the laws are, organizes things for you. It's free. We're not giving legal advice, but we just know the intersection of real estate and divorce and family law, where that all intersects a little bit. So it helps the divorce team if you bring us in early enough. mydymworkbook.com, mydymworkbook.com. Better Outcome segment. We do put these segments out there on our Facebook page all the time. So we were going to be chatting a little bit. I'll record it later today and just put it on our socials, talking about addressing the decree, the deed, and the debt during divorce. That's the Better Outcome segment brought to you by mycdlp.com, mycdlp.com. Continuing our conversation this morning, we're chatting with Justin Benton. 101 CBD is the name of the company. Kind of showed you some bottles here. They're small bottles, but powerful. I actually have tried this Chillax, I think is what it's the one that I tried. And it's amazing, the effects on all of them. I've tried this one and I've tried the roll-on. And I'll tell you something, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, nothing. Think about this. I mean, I've tried all kinds of drugs for my knees and feet, and all of them take a while to work, if they ever work. And here I had immediate success. So does that happen all the time? I would venture to guess, I'm not going to put words in Justin's mouth, don't guarantee anything. But the only thing I can guarantee with 100% certainty, if you don't try it, you'll never know and it won't work. Just throw that out there for you. So try it. Now, Justin has a free offer I know we talked about. Tell us about that a little bit, Justin.
So again, because we call it the Miracle Plant, and I actually have a podcast called the Miracle Plant. And to pay it forward for what this plant did to help my son recover from such a severe diagnosis is that we want to pay it forward and reach 1 billion families by 2025, be it by videos, by education, by products. And so if you go to freechillcbd.com, you can actually get a free product. We'll mail it to you anywhere in the country, domestically here. And we actually do international as well. You just have to pay a little bit more. And just add that to your cart. All we ask is that you pick up the postage because that's going up these days. And we will mail it to you for free and for you to try it. And when it works, tell us your story. Reach out to us and come back for some more. But the chill is the one that really helps with anxiety and stress, which, like I said before, the number one reason people have been coming to us for the years, and we have stores in the West Coast and stores in the Rockies, was for pain. But something happened around March 2020 that stress and anxiety and sleep matched pain for the number one reason people came to us. So I wanted to give this to your audience, Ron, because I know a lot of us are under a lot more stress and pressure these days, and this product will help that popcorn brain of overstimulation of all the things that are going on in our brains and going wild, and it'll just help calm us down like a thermostat. So I look forward to hearing how that helps everybody with everyday stress and get deeper sleep on demand at night.
So if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, Josh has the link right there on our page, freechillcbd.com.
You got it.
freechillcbd.com. Pay your own postage, get a sample of it, try it. Can I give Chill to Mike for autism as a test?
Well, again, so we
Another question we have on here.
So we actually invented the product, obviously, for our son. And if you reach out to me or to our company, we'll actually send you a free product as well. But the Chill, most people that are on the spectrum or autism, there's two main reasons that they come to us. One is that they're very anxious, overly anxious, like my son was, having that tantrum at the pumpkin patch, or their attention, they aren't very focused. They're kind of all over the place. And so the Chill is great for, it's got a little organic passion flower that's infused with it. It's great for calming the nerves, whether you're on the spectrum or neurotypical. So that's what I would recommend if there is a lot of anxiety. And then there's another product we make called Boost, which is for that energy and that focus. So if your child or your adult it just has a real tough time focusing on something, that's what I would do. And some people will do as needed. So maybe, the Boost in the morning to keep focused if they're going to school or what have you. And then maybe if there's a stressful afternoon or evening, they'll try the Chill then.
Okay, I was going to ask you that like Chill. I think Chill is the one I tried.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it before I went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the norm for that, or you take it during the day?
So I take it during the day. So usually in the afternoon after the craziness of life, I'll take it just to kind of reset the nerves and reset everything. But the number 3 reason why people use our products is sleep. So they'll take it about a half an hour before bed.
Okay.
To help them sleep.
So would you, just from looking at names, I don't think I'd use Boost before I go to bed.
No, Boost, that's not the one I would use, but in a pinch I would. If I didn't have anything. If all I had was Boost, I'd use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, it's some pretty good information. Now, so, I mean, I can almost guess you've had great success for autism personally. Mm-hmm. My guess is it can't be advertised because of the FDA and all them saying, well, you haven't done a blind study and all this other garbage. You haven't proven it, but you've proven it.
Yeah, I mean, there's the toothpaste is out of the tube, and so there's hundreds of thousands of families. We work with another great organization called Autism Hope Alliance, and they do a wonderful job of getting education out to families affected by autism. And we've donated hundreds of thousands of products to their cause. And so, and the reason why there aren't those studies out there is, number one, it hasn't been legal to study until 2018. And so there will be double-blind placebos and things of that nature. And those things are coming out. And in fact, would you believe it or not that there is a drug out there that is made of CBD, and it's for children with epilepsy. So that might give you some proof that the FDA has put their stamp of approval on it. But guess how much it costs for this drug called Epidiolex if you get it through Big Pharma? Take a guess. Our products on average are about $50, and they last about a month. What do you think the Epidiolex costs to buy it from the Big Pharma model?
$3,500.
$32,500 a year. So $3,500 a month. You're right.
I was pretty close. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And then, so there's reasons why they want to protect that. They already have a drug that's out there that's only about 39% effective because it's an isolate, which means they cook it down to a white powder as the pharmaceutical model does. And as we've talked about today, it's the plant, not the molecule that has all the power. And so that's why, yes, for autism, it's been amazing. And even kids that have like ADHD or things like that, that have focus issues, or because when we were kids, we just called them hyperactive, but now everything's got a label because
troublemaker. So I was probably before you. So we were labeled troublemaker. Yeah. Then it became hyperactive, and then ADHD, and all the other names that go with it. But it's fascinating when you listen to some of these. There's a lot of different benefits here. I don't know if I should go to this one or not, but do you have one for COVID?
So here's the crazy thing. So check this out. So at the beginning of COVID, a lot of other countries, because we have the FDA and they're meant for Food Drug Administration and they're meant for billion-dollar companies. That's how they're set up. So
that's who pays them.
Exactly. And make sure that all the system runs. And anyway, so in other countries, they don't have the FDA. They just do studies and they publish them. Well, they published studies very early on because people wanted to get ahead of COVID and understand it. Well, they published a study out of Israel, Canada, and a couple other countries, I think New Zealand, that showed that CBDA, raw CBD, actually helps coat the ACE2 receptors where the virus attaches. And so I published the studies on my website, 101cbd.org. And wouldn't you know, I got a letter in the mail from a federal agency telling me to take down a blog that basically just pointed to a study. Well, here's what happened at the beginning of this year. In the beginning of this year, Oregon State, go Beavers, they published a study saying the exact same thing, published it at pubmed.gov, which is where all the studies need to be published first to be peer reviewed. And it caught fire. It was on all the late night talk shows. And basically they proved and demonstrated that raw CBD, which is CBDA, actually keeps and helps prevents the virus from attaching to the ACE2 receptors, which is where it connects. And to go above and beyond, it helps with the cytokine storm, which is where all the inflammation and pneumonia happens, helps balance the immune system reaction. So if you go to our other website, which is meant for just more like the 101 CBD is really for the physical stores, 101hemp.org, you can see the studies there and you can actually read them for yourself, or just Google Oregon State and COVID and CBDA, and you'll see all the studies. In fact, we were featured in a bunch of articles there too. So to answer your question, yes. And wouldn't you know, I've been getting tons of phone calls. It's been out of control because so many people have read this study that I've known about for years, had to take down off my own website. And now they're calling me asking for CBDA for COVID. So it's pretty exciting that the information is getting out there.
Now, before Josh kills me here, I'm going to ask you one more question, and he's probably going to get ready to strangle me because he already gave me 3 minutes ago. He said I had 1 minute left. You said something about cancer?
So, yeah, I mean, cancer is, again, you can Google this and it's just plain simple there, right? Cancer is tumor growth, right? If you type in CBD space tumor growth or tumor shrinkage, there are thousands of studies that have been around for decades that have shown that raw CBD and CBD, hemp, cannabis, whatever you want to call it, helps reduce tumors. And you can just Google it. You can go to pubmed.gov and there's a search box on there and do it again and you'll be blown away. And why it isn't up on big billboards and on park benches and buses, it's always 3 words for me is follow the money.
There you go. Speaking of follow the money, I guess I better get out of here. You're listening. That's, as always, we ask you set that first. Oh, wait, Josh, put that link back up there again. It's to get a free sample, freechillcbd.com, freechillcbd.com. And as always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
I'd like to call him something. I think I'll just call